Okay, good evening to you all. How are you all doing? I guess you are doing fine. Welcome back to another tutorial of AIS1. Okay, today we will be looking at part 2 of the final examination question. Okay, which I explained to you previously that in this subject or in this course, okay, we have two sections. We have section 1, that is part 1, and section 2. Okay, section 1 is talking about the theoretical aspect, and section 2, that is part 2, is talking about the practical aspect, that is the using of SQL. Okay, now when you look at this question, it is stated like the following relational database keep track of customers' transaction in a commercial bank. So therefore, when you look at this database, we are dealing with what? Customers. Okay, now the institution here is what? A commercial bank. Now this commercial bank is keeping the record of their what? Customers transaction. Okay, we have how many tables in this question? If you look at here, we have customer, we have branch, and also we have staff. So it means we have 3 tables in this question, 3 tables. Okay, customer table, we have attributes or columns on the customer table, which are customer ID, and we says that this customer ID is the unique identification of this customer. When you talk about unique identification of the customer, is the primary key, is the key in which it's unique in all the columns. If you can see this, all these columns, this is the unique identification. If you know this customer ID, you can determine all these columns on the customer table. If you know the customer ID, you can know the name of the customer, you can know the last name, address, gender, telephone, deposit, withdrawal, and balance. You can know all these columns. So that's why we say this is the primary key. Okay, this can define all other what? Columns. Now when you look at here, C name is the customer name, L name is the last name of the customer, address is the location in which this customer is settling, gender is the type of the customer, whether it's the male or a female customer, and then telephone is talking about the contact detail of the customer. How can we get reach to the customer? By using mobile or a telephone number. Deposit is talking about how much this customer has deposited into his account. Okay, it's just like when you talk about deposit, it's a banking term for saving money, okay, into your account. Withdrawal is a matter of what? Withdrawing money from your account. You are taking away, you are debiting money from your account. It's talking about withdrawal. And then balance is the left out, okay, is the deduction from what? Withdrawal from your deposits. That is called the balance, okay, is the net amount after what? Withdrawal. Now when you look at the branch table, we have the branch ID. This branch ID also is the unique identification of the branch. Okay, is the unique identification of the branch, is the primary key of the branch. That's why we said previously, every table must have a unique identification. That is a primary key. Okay, from there we have customer ID. So you can see here, this customer ID belongs to what? Customer table. That is the original, okay, place in which it's been from. Okay, that is the original place. Customer ID is in customer table as the primary key. But what do you think that this customer ID is doing under the branch? It's because of what? It is a foreign key here. So we say a foreign key is the primary key from another table. You can see this customer ID is the primary key from another table that is been in here, okay, to create a what? A relationship. So a foreign key and a primary key, these are the two keys that create a what? A relationship. And when you look at here, we have address. We have address here also, we have address here also, but the addresses are different. This address is talking about the location of the branch. A branch can be located in Bakau, it can be located in Banjul, it can be located in Brikama. So this address will try to differentiate where the location of the actual branch. Telephone is talking about the telephone of the branch. Head is talking about the branch head. Transaction date, the date in which transaction occurs, whether deposit or withdrawal. Okay, that is the transaction date. Type of the account. When you talk about the type of account, it's talking about which type of account is this customer having with us as a commercial bank, whether it's a savings account, whether it's a deposit account, whether it's current account. So, or whether it's an investment account. So this is talking about the type of account. So when you look at the last table, which is the staff table, now this staff table, you can see we have customer ID here. Can you see? We have customer ID here. So this customer ID, okay, it's a foreign key here. That because of what the original source is from where? The customer table. So here is a foreign key here in order to create a relationship between the three tables. So we have C name here, we have customer name here, but that's a mistake, okay? You have to change that. This is a typo. So C names is supposed not to be a C name, but it's supposed to be what? Staff name. We are dealing with what? Staff table. So here is staff name, not C name, okay? And here also with what? S name. It will be staff last name, not what? Last name of the customer, okay? That's a typo. You have to change that. Address, this address talking about the address in which the staff is living, okay, is staying, and telephone is the telephone number of the staff. And you can see there, we say that a rule is that every table or every entity must have a what? Primary key of its own. When we look at the staff table, we don't have any primary key. So we're going to adjust here. We are going to add another key called here staff ID, okay? We're going to have staff ID, customer ID. Do you understand? Good. So basically this is the explanation about what the tables, the three tables that we have here. So this is the question, okay? Answer the following question. Questions 1 says, what is the total savings of all customers? So therefore, I will be using Word document to answer these questions, okay? Let's go to my Word document. Okay, this is my Word document. This AIS one, as I just mentioned earlier, so the examination solution with your tutor, Ibrahim Ajite. So what I'm going to do here, I've already wrote some of these tables. You can see these tables here. I have wrote them here in my Word document, but I would make a little adjustment on the staff table. You can see these are the attributes of the customer. When you talk about attributes, they are also known as the columns. So when you look at the branch table, these are the attributes of the branch, and when you look at the staff table. So I mentioned that the staff table has to be updated. So we can put here staff ID, because every entity must have a primary key. So we are going to put here staff ID, comma, and you can see we have customer ID. This is a foreign key, but this C name is supposed not to be here. We are not dealing with customer table, but we are dealing with staff name. So here we can change this C to what? S. So staff name, and then you can say staff last name. You can put something like last name. You can say L name, okay? Mean what? Staff last name, okay? We can use something like this. And then we have the address, we have gender, and then we have telephone, okay? So these are our three tables, okay? Now the other thing we are going to do is we are going to solve the question. So we are going to start with number one, question number one, okay? Question number one says, okay, let me highlight this. What is the total savings of all customers? So what I'm going to do to make the work easier for you is that I'm going to create a small detail here where which I'm going to use. I will write here table, column, and row. Okay, though this is not part of your answers, but it will help you, okay, to understand the question, what it's asking. It will help you to reduce the content of your question, okay? Good. Now let's read the question. What is the total savings of all customers? So I will come here and I will see table, how many tables did I have in that question? Column, which column are necessary in that question? And row, what information is given under this column? So that's how I'm going to do in order to reduce the content of the information, to understand the content of the information, okay? So the first one is what? Tables. So how many tables do I have here? what I mean by how many tables do I have here, I can have this particular question. I can have what information related to customer table. I can have information related to the branch table. I can have information related to the staff table. So in that case, I have 3 tables. Okay. But in this question also, I can have information that is related only customer table. That means I have only 1 table. Also, in this question, I can have question that is related to what customer and branch table only. So it means I have 2 tables. So that's why I do that in order to help you understand the question very well. So let's see how many tables do we have on this question. What is the total savings of all customers? The key points, total savings is key and customer is key. So as the question says customers, we know that we have what? Customer table. So the table that we have here, we have customer. So let's look at the total savings. Total saving is here, right here. Total savings is talking about what? It is balance or deposit. It is the balance or deposit. Look at the question. What is the total savings? So when you talk about the total savings, it is talking about the deposit or the balance. So this is a question. So most of these questions, most of these students or some of the students, they think like since the question is total savings, because of the word savings, they term it as deposit, because deposit you are saving, you are putting something, isn't it? But the question is saying what? Total savings. Now I will give you a scenario before answering question number 1. Okay, I will give you a scenario. For example, like Ibrahima. Let me use Ibrahima. Ibrahima is having an account with a commercial bank. Ibrahima probably in the morning he comes and let me say Ibrahima. Okay. This is an example. Okay. So Ibrahima deposits. Ibrahima deposit. This is dollars is $100,000. Okay. On the first of January 2024. Okay, he deposited 100,000 on the 1st of January 2024. The same Ibrahima, okay, he makes a withdrawal. He made a withdrawal, sorry. He made a withdrawals of how much? 50,000. 50,000. This is on the 1st of January 2024. So let's say here the time is what? 8 o'clock AM, and time here is 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock PM. Okay. So Ibrahim made a deposit of 100,000 on the 1st of January 2024 at 8 AM. So in the morning he makes this deposit. But in the evening, maybe when he closed from work, maybe Ibrahim is a businessman, he withdraw 50,000. So I'm going to put this in bracket to show it's a withdrawal amount. 50,000. Okay. Good. Now, how much will be the balance of Ibrahim? How much is the balance? So the balance will be now how much? 50 minus 100,000, that's 50,000.